This is our family. Have you ever wanted to be part of a family? My wife Kalila and I always thought that we were a family. It felt like a family. I mean, it was the two of us. We were living a great life. We had a house, great neighborhood. We went on vacation whenever we wanted to. We were living a good life. We always wanted to add to that life and add to our family with children at some point. But, I mean, what's the rush? We were living a pretty good life. And I started to hear the idea and the word adoption come up a lot. First, it was my boss, who she herself adopted her daughter. And then it was my boss's boss, who herself was adopted. And then I came across the biography of Steve Jobs and Jeff Bezos, who both talk about being adopted and the impacts that their fathers had on them. And I thought, that's interesting, more adoption. So that was an interesting theme that just kept coming up. And it really got interesting when at a company event, it was a black tie gala, a guest speaker, Steve Pemberton, came out and talked about his life growing up in foster care. He went on to write an award-winning book, and a motion picture was created about his life and time in foster care. And he was just talking about everything he went through, not having a family on Thanksgiving to go home to, or spending Christmas alone. And as he's just talking about this, I think it really hit me when he said he had no one there to show up at his high school graduation but a teacher, the only teacher that took notice of him. And as he just talked about that, I was bawling. I was really crying at this table, especially when he talked about his family and how he turned out because he had that one person in his life that took notice. And he showed his beautiful family, and that's when I really wept. So everyone at my table was like, "Yves, are you okay?" And I told them, "It's allergies." But really, I was moved. So I rushed home. I told Kalila, I said, "Honey, we have to do this. We have to adopt. This is what we're made for. We got to do this." And that's when just hearing about it turned into action for us. So where does one begin when it's time to, when you've decided to take the foster or adoption journey? It's confusing. There's really not one clear path forward. There are different types of ways to adopt. One of them is starting off as fostering, which when you become a foster parent, there's a high chance that the child will go back to their biological parents, and that's called reunification. That's the goal of fostering. And then there's adoption, which sadly, there's a list of children who are just waiting for homes, and they're wards of the state, and they're just waiting for a family. And then there's foster to adopt, where you foster and then you adopt. But all three processes are pretty strenuous and confusing. And there's a lot of things like paperwork, medical appointments, getting children registered for school, things that are very confusing, even more confusing when you've never been a parent before. Apparently, we weren't a parent. So we thought, this is a picture of me throwing up paperwork because I was just done. So we thought, we could do something about it. My wife, Kalila, she's a user experience designer, and I'm a product manager, software engineer. So we build different tools together. And we thought, let's build fostersupport.org. So foster and adoption support is an end-to-end support network and platform for foster and adoption. We found that when you marry experience plus your skills, you can create magic. And that's what we think it is. We think any person that's going to become a foster parent or adoptive parent is going to really benefit through learning from a lot of the things that we've been through. Our children, we've made a difference, and we think that you too can make a difference. You'll make a difference in children's lives like Aaliyah, who, when she first came into our care, we were told that she never really talked to anyone. She'd go to school, put her head down on her desk, kept to herself. And now, teachers are telling us that they can't stop her from talking. She's having fun. She's always singing, dancing through the halls of school. A completely different person. We think you'll make a difference for people like Zayden, who had a lot of trouble with communicating his emotions. In fact, he never cried when he first came into our care. And now finally, someone in the house that cries more than daddy. You'll make a difference for a child like Marcus, who we're still peeling back the onion, but we know that he's very happy. He's always got a smile on his face. He loves Minecraft. He loves Roblox. And he loves being in a family that loves him. And you'll make a difference for a child like Nyla, who always loves not laughing at my dad jokes. But she does like teaching me all the latest TikTok dances, which one day I'm going to master with her help. And we know that you'll make a difference. This is our family, and I wouldn't see our family any other way without all of us. And I know that when you put your experience and skill sets together, you're going to be able to make a difference and impact a family just like ours. Thank you.